The Sports Scouting Report with Lee Burkeen, brought to you by Harvey Autos in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you've trusted for years. Geico, the insurance savings you expect. Supreme Chevrolet, expect more from Supreme Automotive Group and Gonzalez. Total Car Care, tire shop and automotive repair in Baton Rouge. Bollinger Shipyards, 75 years of delivering high-quality vessels. Here's your host, Lee Burkeen.
Hi everybody, Lee Burkeen with the Sports Scouting Report podcast. I'm here today at Hamilton Christian High School in their basketball gym. They're known for basketball and football and other sports, and glad to be here at one of the smallest enrollment schools in the state that work hard. And actually, I don't want to date it, but by the time this show is seen, they'll have played their playoff game, which is going to be really big for the program in football. We got the head basketball coach joining us, who's also the head football coach, Dexter Washington. He's been around a long time, and we're going to have some fun talking about his days at Opelousas. He knows Carl Dunbar, he knows Devery Henderson. We'll tell you how he knows these guys. We'll be right back.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Lee Burkeen with the Sports Scouting Report podcast. Be sure to subscribe for free. You'll see it right on the board there. You can do that and help us out. Go to wherever you get your podcast. This is also a podcast, also a TV show. We're at Hamilton Christian. We're going to interview some of the recruits. We've got a basketball recruit that's almost 6'11". We're going to interview. We got some football guys. We got some football guys that play baseball and also track. And I think we also have a top female athlete at the school that we're going to talk to as well. That's really one of the top players in Lake Charles. But before we do all that, I want to introduce Dexter, Coach Washington.
Lee, thanks a lot.
Thank you, man. I told you I'd come to Hamilton Christian.
You sure did. I didn't expect you so soon, but I'm glad you're here.
We talked back in July.
Right.
And you've been the basketball coach here for a couple of days.
Yeah, 12 years. This is actually the start of year 12.
And this is your second term as a football coach.
The second term.
Right.
You know, I actually stepped down last year because I do so much in basketball,
right,
event-wise.
Right.
And I thought we had gotten the right guy, and I could just fade out. And, you know, at first I didn't think I could walk away from football because I was always involved with all sports.
Right.
And I felt real good at showing up. I didn't have to go to film on Saturday. I didn't have to wash uniform. I started to like that. And then all of a sudden, I guess you would say a little catastrophe hit, and we had to make some decisions.
And you stuck around for these kids.
Oh, these are my kids. You know, one thing about it, these kids and their parents have been faithful and loyal to me. And, you know, I kind of felt bad when I walked away at the direction that it was going in, and what could I do to change that? And when the opportunity came back, I knew what I had to do.
Yeah. Coach Dexter is known for being a heck of a basketball coach, too. We're going to have one of his almost 6'11" players join us later in the show. But, Coach, you've had more than one 6'10" player here.
I have.
Recently,
yeah.
This year.
Matter of fact, Malachi, his coach texted me the other night, and he had 14 points, about 5 blocks, playing some valuable minutes in the scrimmage down at East Texas Baptist. Doing really good. And, you know, Malachi, you know, I always felt like his potential was after high school.
Yeah.
And normally in high school, you're not really playing against
right,
tall guys.
Right.
So kids doesn't know how to throw the ball into a
challenge,
big guy. Right, you know, so I knew once he got into the next level, because he's a great kid, very respectful, very obedient, that he would make any program good.
6'10" now?
He's 6'10", right.
Now he's filling out.
He's starting to fill out. I saw some pictures of him. Matter of fact, he came visit me the other day, and yeah, I had a brand new pair of tennis. I said, here, man, take this with you.
When he gets some NIL money one day, give you some
tennis. Yeah, you know what? If he can get NIL money, just give it back to Hamilton Christian.
Right,
That's
there
all.
You go. There you go. We're going to take a break, come back with Coach Dexter Washington. I want to talk about his days at Opelousas High School, where he was a coach, both basketball and football. We'll talk about how he knows Devery Henderson and Carl Dunbar, who's an NFL D-line coach to this day. We'll be right back. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. We're at Hamilton Christian High School. Head basketball coach, head football coach, Dexter Washington. What doesn't he coach? Coach coaches everything. Going to the playoffs. I don't want to mention who because the show might play after the game's over.
Right.
But you're in the playoffs for football.
And that's big.
That's real big for the school.
Well, 0-10 last year. When I took over again this year, I met with the principal. She asked me, Coach, would you do it? I said, I'm going to have to. And I said, all I want to do is make us competitive, and I want to keep fans in the stands for 4 quarters.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know whether that's going to win or lose,
but
last year at halftime of every game, everybody was gone. And this year, my goal was to just keep the fans in the stands for 4 quarters. And we did that. We did that.
Coach Washington, Opelousas, we talked about. When I started the magazine in 96-7, Louisiana Football Magazine, you were back at Opelousas with Doe Treve and Devery Henderson and Robert Hammond, Mike Hayes, all those great players that just came out at one
That's
time.
some bad boys, man.
A lot of great talent. And then tell everybody how you know Devery.
Devery and I, man, Devery's mom and I and his auntie, we all grew up by my grandmother. That was my hideaway from the subdivision.
Okay.
Was to go on the hill. That's what it was called back then. And my grandmother and Cheryl and Sandra and the Lemon family. We all was like one big family.
Okay.
The village back then.
Okay.
And here comes Devery. And it's funny, I met Devery when he was growing up. He was at Park Vista Elementary. And I was actually working with a guy with the Dale program at the time. And I met him, and Cheryl and I talked, and he started playing baseball. And at 9 years old, he had to be the fastest guy in America because he'd hit the baseball, then he'd catch everybody up on base and he'd have to slow down. And I was the baseball umpire. So what it was, they'd come up to bat, and I'd call strikes no matter if it was this far outside or inside, because I wanted them to learn how to hit. And our relationship took off from there. He played a little AAU ball when he was at East Junior High, played a little AAU ball, and then finally got to high school. By the time he transitioned into high school, I was transitioning into high school with him. And I'll tell you a funny, true story. Mom used to get up every morning early to go to work. And Devery was kind of a lazy kid, believe it or not.
Back in the day.
Oh, he was real lazy back in the days. And he would go to his grandmother, and he would be late, and he didn't want to go to school some day. And I told his mom, I said, I got it. I'm going to pick him up every day until he graduates. And I said, he's not going to miss a day of school. So I used to drive up every morning. I started blowing. I had a Thunderbird. I used to blow that horn and blow that horn. And he'd come on out. And then every morning after that, he said, man, I'm just going to get up and wait. So he'd be sitting outside, and I still blow the horn, And our relationship just kind of took off from there. I was real hard on him. I demanded everything out of him. I didn't make him who he was as an athlete. I just made sure, because of his mama's blessing, that he was walking straight and narrow path. And he did.
That's the key with young kids, people in their life, to help them and stay straight and do the right things. The young viewers don't realize this. You do. But Devery was not a receiver at Opelousas. He was a running back. And he went to receiver at LSU.
That's right.
And then for the Saints.
For the Saints.
He was a really good running back.
On draft day, this is crazy, I was in Houston, Texas on the day of the draft. Houston, matter of fact, Baltimore and New Orleans was simultaneously coming up. I was over here at McDonald's playing AAU basketball. I'll tell you who I had with me. I had Perry Stevenson, Lorraine Gary, Randall Dave. All of us was in Houston in the Kingwood Classic.
Wow.
And we went to eat at McDonald's, and it was the draft that come up, and Devery was in Opelousas, and he said, man, Baltimore just called, but New Orleans was on the clock. And all of a sudden, the New Orleans Saints drafted him. And it was so ironic because everything he's ever done was in the state of Louisiana. Opelousas High, state champion in track. LSU, national champion. He also did run track. The New Orleans Saints, state of Louisiana, Super Bowl champion. And had 5 big catches in the second half that nobody remembered that helped get the Saints over the top to win the Super Bowl. And I guess if I could say this, the most disappointing thing for me, he's in the Hall of Fame in New Orleans. The most disappointing thing, I think, throughout all the things that have happened in his career, he's not in the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. There's some guys that get chosen, and they're never going to meet what he did in the state of Louisiana.
He's going to get in, though.
I hope he does while I'm alive. I got to see it while I'm alive.
We got a lot of good coaches on even in right now.
Yeah, well, I know that. I know that.
Some great coaches.
And when you a guy that grew up in the state of Louisiana and did all the accomplishments in the state of Louisiana.
Yeah.
You didn't go to Florida, you didn't go to Miami,
Right,
you didn't
right,
go in.
right.
You did everything in Louisiana. That speaks volume of why he should be.
Coach Washington, you know we need to get back to? The Hall of Fame needs to get back to more high school coaches, high school former players.
Right. I agree.
Then the pro thing that they're from here,
Right.
nothing against it, but
Right. No, I agree with you.
because it
I
was
agree.
built on high school.
That's built
right?
on high school. That's correct. I agree. So
We before we take a break, tell everybody y'all do more with less than Hamilton Christian High School than anybody in the state. Smallest enrollment school in the state. Am I correct?
I looked at 94, and we didn't want even 94 kids
Total.
and that's 7th grade through 12th. And I'm like, I was telling Coach Guillory, Mac, I said, you don't have no clue now that you're here how we do it. I said, there's a lot of time, effort, and hard work, and a lot of miles on my car and my family car, to get here and to get there. But when you committed, and you doing it for bigger than yourself,
Yeah.
it becomes so easy.
Dexter Washington, thank you, man, for joining us. Glad I
Appreciate
came here. And then basketball starting pretty soon, right?
Yeah, matter of fact, Coach Guillory, we're going to play in the Jamboree this Saturday on the 11th over at LaGrange, and I'm going to be in the playoffs the Friday, so I'll go sit at the end of the bench and just watch how the program with the direction is going.
And now McNeese has Will Wade local.
Oh, that's my buddy. You know what's funny? I texted him last night. I said, "You're going to own Lake Charles. Don't leave." He just
That's
put
true.
LOL. I've had
Be a king.
Yeah, Big Will and I are really good. And we got some things, I need to go visit with him now, but I'm so happy for him because when you go through things
Yeah.
and overcome them and get back, and that's truly the power of God's grace and mercy.
Right.
Not only for Will, myself, and a lot of other people.
You know, it's a small world, Coach. I became friends with Chris Wallace, who's with the Rockets.
Wow.
Used to be the GM of the Grizzlies.
That's right.
The Heat and the Celtics.
That's right.
He might come to Lake Charles and meet me tomorrow.
Hey, man, if he does, bring him on by.
Yeah,
Get my
yeah.
ass
I've
hooked up.
already told him about your players.
Yeah, I got a couple people he might want to meet.
When I say
over
6'9", 6'10", 6'11", his ears
start
perk up. He go,
Yeah.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, and whenever, before we get off, call Denver, my neighbor, coached him in summer league,
Plaisance.
Pleasance High School. That's where I'm from. Pleasance, the mighty Pleasance, man. And Carl was one of the legends from Pleasance. We actually grew up in the same community, Evangeline Subdivision. And he was younger, more around my brother. But we knew coming up he was so big that Carl would make it. And he's doing wonderful.
Former LSU player, former NFL player, former LSU coach, now current NFL D-line coach.
Carl Dunbar. I got
Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you. No
We're
problem.
going to come back. Don't get up. We're going to come back. And I think we're going to go basketball first and meet one of you big, tall basketball guys. The future is bright currently.
bright. Yes,
and
sir.
we'll be right back. We'll introduce the young man. We got some football players and some other sports kids here at Hamilton Christian in Lake Charles. We'll be right back.
Supreme Chevrolet. Expect more from Supreme Automotive Group and Gonzalez.
Welcome back, Lee Burkeen, the Sports Scouting Report podcast. Be sure to subscribe for free. We're at Hamilton Christian in their gym in Lake Charles, Louisiana, Hamilton Christian High School, the smallest enrollment school in the state, under 100 kids in Class 1A. They have a great freshman in football who I know can run track, and I'm sure we're going to ask him a bunch of questions on his background, but when you see this kid on film as a 9th grader, he's different. And he's another kid with the last name Vitale. Javon, nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Now, you started off as a quarterback as a freshman here, but now you've kind of moved toward other positions, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell everybody all the spots you played for Hamilton.
Quarterback, corner, receiver, not anywhere.
Punt return,
Kickoff return.
water boy,
Yes, sir.
everything. When Coach told you were going to start as a 9th grader, you started as an 8th grader, right?
Yes, sir. Not quarterback, but receiver.
What was it like being on varsity as an 8th grader? Starting.
It was good because I was one of the first 8th graders ever to step on a varsity field.
Just no big deal.
No, sir.
Fast wise, are you the fastest guy in the program?
Might be.
Coach is shaking his head. It's like, nah, you're the fastest. You got 3 more years to improve on that too. You're already fast.
Yes, sir.
You're 170 pounds. I'm sure you got a chance to be 190 in 3 years easily. What do you think? What's your goal by the time you're done here in Hamilton? You got 3 more years of football. You got playoffs that's about to happen. What would you like to accomplish when everything's said and done here?
Win a state championship in any sport.
Tell everybody the other sports you play besides football.
I play basketball and baseball.
Can you dunk in basketball?
Not yet, I'm almost.
How tall are you right now?
I'm like 5'9".
Get 5'10", you're going to be dunking for coach when he allows you to do it, right? You're a point guard?
Yes, sir.
What do you like more right now as a young guy, as a ninth grader? You like football more or you like basketball?
I don't really know yet.
Kind of
Yeah.
up in the air?
Kind of even.
What about track? No track?
I like to build my speed.
You're a 100-meter guy, 200-meter guy?
I ain't a runner. I'm a jumper.
You're a jumper, huh? Long jump?
Yes, sir.
What do you think you can hit long jump in the next 3 years?
I really don't know.
What are you doing now?
Triple jump, high jump. I really focused on long jump last year.
Okay, well, congrats. I know y'all in the playoffs for football. An accomplishment, big time for a lot of guys. Y'all got a lot of guys go both ways, I know that.
Yes, sir.
The same, 11 to 13 kids. And that's a heck of an accomplishment to be in the playoffs in 1A with not even 100 kids in the school. And that's basically y'all have 50% of the boys in the school on the team already, or 80%?
Yes, sir.
That's incredible. Anybody you want to do a shout out to thank where you are right now? I know you're only a ninth grader, but when I talk to Coach, he lights up. Coach Washington. He said that you're a freshman. This is before I even watched you on film. He said you have a chance to be special. What do you think of that?
It's it.
Any comment on what Coach said?
No, sir. I ain't got no comment.
Good though, huh?
Yes, sir.
That make me feel good. You just got to keep doing the right things, and you got a chance to be a special player in the end, man. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Don't get up yet. We're going to have a couple more kids join us. I think we got 3, maybe 4 more to interview here at Hamilton Christian, and we'll be right back.
Total Car Care, tire shop and automotive repair in Baton Rouge.
Welcome back, Lieber King with the Sports Scouting Report podcast. You've met a lot of the players here at Hamilton Christian. Dexter Washington, a couple of the Vitals for basketball. You met Mackenzie in basketball on the girls' side. And then we're going back to football. We've got one of the guys that have played so much. If there was 5 Letterman jackets on all the games, I don't know if you could put all the games on a Letterman's jacket, but Sammy Knight, Sammy Knight, I've heard him called.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for joining us.
Nice to meet you.
So you're a 4.5, 5-year starter here.
Yes, sir. Something like that.
8th grade, got your feet wet playing.
My 9th grade.
9th grade year. In the playoffs, what's it like being in the playoffs now that it's your senior year?
To be honest, I ain't really playing the playoff game.
This is your first one?
Yes, sir. So, my first playoff game, I don't know. We just got to take it step by step, I feel like.
So you're one of them guys that plays quarterback, receiver, DB. I know you played some outside linebacker at one time.
Yes, sir.
Like a jack safety.
Yes, sir.
You played some running back over the years.
Yes, sir.
What do you think of the game of football, and then do you want to play college ball when this is over?
Well, I think the game, I don't know, the game moving slow now. Since I'm 4 years, it's moving slow and stuff. So I'm getting to know what's really going on now. And yeah, I want to play college. Yes, sir, I want to play college football.
6'1", 180 pounds, looks the part. You've got the size. I know you'll gain a lot of weight in college.
Yes, sir.
What position do you think will be your most natural position? I think, this is my 2 cents, I think you'd make a great DB or receiver.
Yes, sir. Is
that right? If you had your choice, would it be receiver or hitting people at DB in college? Does it matter? Or
Yeah, it don't matter.
Be hit, doesn't matter?
Yeah, so it don't matter.
If it was up to you, Samuel, what college in the state would you like to go to more than any college if it was up to you? Like
Probably either UL or Southern.
Okay.
Something like that.
You like the Jaguars?
Yes, sir.
They got great fans, man.
Yes, sir.
They're having a decent year this year, and I know the new coach is a great coach too. He was there with Pete Richardson over the years before you were born.
Yes, sir.
But that'd be a great place. You could go over there and play right away. I think.
Yes, sir.
And who was the other school besides Southern?
UL.
Hour away, right?
Yes, sir.
You been to any Cajun games?
Nah, no, sir.
You need to go to some of these college games, man.
Yes, sir.
What do you think you need to work on?
But I think I need to work on like me, like just work on like me getting better every day. I'm not like there yet. I gotta keep working every day.
Raw to get polished.
Yes, sir.
See your Letterman's jacket, man.
No,
That's
this is
good.
not mine.
That's not yours?
No, sir. My sister's.
No. Well, give your sister a plug. We've got to say her name now.
Sanaja.
There you go. Sanaji's wearing you need to get this Letterman's jacket back. Samuel, we're going to go ahead and go. I appreciate you coming on. Good to
Yes,
meet
sir.
you. I saw you play a couple of times over the years.
Yes, sir.
Good luck to you guys in the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
Don't get up yet. We'll be back in just a minute.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Welcome back, Lee Burkeen at Hamilton Christian High School. You've got the chance to meet a lot of good kids here at Hamilton Christian. We've got a great track performer here that's also a football receiver, Kaleb. Bigwood, who's a great kid. He's only a sophomore right now. And as a freshman, Kaleb, thanks for joining. I don't want to hurt your hand here. You told me in track as a freshman that tell them what you want.
So last year I got the chance to win the 800 and as a freshman I got to get first in the 800, which I think that's great to do as a freshman.
Yeah, for state. Huh?
Yep, for state.
In Class 1A. And tell everybody what the team finished in track last year.
Last year we got to send 4 people to state, and we got for a 4x4 team we got to get third in the 4x4.
It's pretty good. What do you like most about track? I know you're a receiver for the football team. That's why you got this little injury here. But what do you think about track? Do you love track? Is it something you want to do in college?
Yes, I love track. It's a great team sport. We get to work together, but it's also an individual sport. It doesn't matter how good you do or how bad you do. You're just working to get yourself better and just get faster.
27 on the ACT and you're only a sophomore?
Yes, sir.
You got a chance to hit the 30 in this year?
Yep.
Is there a goal that you want to hit on the ACT score?
My goal for the ACT is at least a 32 by my senior year.
I think you're going to do that with a 27 right now. It says on here you want to do civil engineering for college or strategic communications. Right?
Yes, sir.
What is that about? Which one would you prefer?
Probably strategic communications. I love to just communicate, to read, to argue at any times, and that's really what it's about. But also, I've been looking at civil engineering. Civil engineering is, I don't know, it looks a lot cool.
You like to debate?
Yep.
There you go. Get into broadcasting. Good to meet you. Hope that heals up pretty soon.
Yes, sir.
And good luck with the playoffs, football, and in track. Y'all got a chance to maybe win state this year.
Yes, sir.
And then you might repeat with your run. You might win that again, right?
Yes, sir.
And you're only a sophomore. Kaleb Bigwood from Hamilton Christian in track, also a wide receiver for the football team. We'll be right back.
Thanks for watching the Sports Scouting Report with Lee Burkeen.